tell us how you make learning Mandarin Chinese fun for the pupils? Because you've got so many different ideas that I could see on the schedule. Explain some of those that the pupils get involved in.
It's good to keep lots of different things, have lots of different things. When I do a workshop or when I do an afternoon with the children, it's trying to put in as many things as you can, but not gloss over them. So we show some stories, we do some songs, we have some music playing, we do a little bit of conversation, we do a little bit of art, and it depends whether it's Key Stage 1 or Key Stage 2. And we're just trying to enthuse the children about Mandarin and try and give them a feel for it, so that maybe if they meet it later in life, they'll say, oh, I remember doing that, and that was fun. So it's just trying to make it fun and have things that change, not just doing one activity, if that makes sense, and varying activities, having real resources that they can hold and feel, or clothes they can put on, or getting interactivity, I guess.
And it's sort of being able to engage them with different types of children, because different children will be engaged in different ways, and so by having all of these elements, I imagine you literally get them all on board at the one time.
Yeah, we try and do the speaking, the listening, we do a little bit of reading, writing, and intercultural understanding, which are the 5 strands from the framework for languages.
They must love it. It sounds... We don't even realise they're learning, to be honest. Are their parents really surprised when they come back from a primary school and say, oh, I've been learning, Mandarin Chinese today?
Yeah, I did actually run a Chinese club, and after 3 or 4 weeks, one of my children went on holiday, marched up to a Chinese man, spoke Mandarin to her, very simple, and he replied, and the parents were saying, hang on a minute, she's only been doing it for 4 weeks. But children don't mind that, they will go and try stuff out. And it was really nice because they had an interactive conversation. I mean, it was probably about 3 sentences, but it was a chance to try it out. So.
And that child wouldn't have gone up to that Chinese person perhaps and had a conversation, but they felt the confidence.
They had the confidence because we just chatted in class and done a conversation. In fact, I'm doing it in my workshop. I'm going to get the teachers to have a conversation in Mandarin. So we just say ni hao, which is hello, and wo jiao, Dai Russ, that's my name is, Dai Russ, and just talk and say xie xie at the end, which is thank you. It's very simple, and then they can take it as far as they want after that. It just gives them a sample of the language.
But what's good about it as well is they're learning about the culture. They're not just learning words and phrases, they're learning about the whole culture. Yep. So when they see that Chinese person on holiday, there is no barrier. They just walk up to them, as you say, at a young age, and they're quite confident to talk to them.
And we talk about Chinese New Year and the reason we have firecrackers and the reason that you have red and yellow as the colours. I won't give too much away because that's the workshop. But, we have a story. There's an app which has a story of the Beast Nian, and that tells you the story of why we have firecrackers and the red messages on the doorposts and things like that. And then we've got books on the dragon boat racing, the lantern festival. So again, it's culture, and then we make lanterns, but we draw characters on the lanterns before we assemble them. And we use a lot with numbers, and I do a little rap with numbers. And again, it's trying to make it fun. It's following the same framework as for French or Spanish, but doing it in Mandarin.
Brilliant. Now, you've aimed your workshops at Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, and it includes not only speaking simple Mandarin, but also learning about some of the traditions and the stories of China.
Yes.
Do you find this approach helps to really cement the learning in the pupils' minds?
Because they remember. So we talk about the race, the reason the Chinese years, the zodiac, the monkey and the rat and the rooster, and there's a simple story which says why the animals came in the order they did. And so you're not just teaching, this is the year of the dragon, this is the year of the rat. You're saying, well, this is the story that the Chinese people tell us, one of their cultural tales, and this is why the animals are in that order. And then they'll remember, because it was a story that they'd been told, and why there is no cat.
And how do you find the teachers respond to this? Are they very, very keen to learn this? Is it very new for them?
A lot of them, it's very new. But the government hope to extend Mandarin teaching in Britain, and there's a lot of culture exchanges, particularly through maths, with Chinese schools. Essex do a lot on Chinese. There's some cultural swaps, if you like, with the Jingsu Institute, and then there's Confucius Institute in Hanban in London, And so there's a lot of things going on with getting Chinese teachers over to Britain to come and work in schools. There's a lot of ways of enthusing the teachers. It's something new, but it's something that we as a country recognise as a power, that China is one of the languages that's going to be useful to children. And so if we can get the teachers on board and then we get the children on board, then it's a really useful skill for British children. Like Bernadette was talking this morning about bilingualism, and in a global world, children need to know other languages, and Mandarin is one of the ones that will be useful to them.
And finally, have you had the experience yet where you've had a Chinese child in the class who has then, obviously really been able to engage in it and thought, wow, this is amazing, I feel very much at home because you're talking about my culture and all the words that are very familiar with me?
Yeah, and they're very shocked when I can talk to them in their language. But yes, and it's really useful having a bilingual child in the class, because obviously they can then help the other children in the class. So that's actually a real bonus.
And they can also converse with each other.
Yeah, and talk about their culture, and it's great.